What's up, guys? Welcome back to Chiefs Chat. Today we're doing the Chiefs versus Bengals game recap. And unfortunately, for the third straight time, the Chiefs couldn't get it done against the Bengals. They're 3-0 against the Chiefs in 2022. And I think it's about time the Chiefs flip the script next year because this is absurd. This is getting ridiculous. I mean, the Chiefs, come on. These are winnable games. Every single game, a one-possession game down to the wire. And it comes down to those little mistakes that we make on offense, on defense, And Joe Burrow, this dude, I mean, you cannot deny the fact that he's just getting things done, He's a solid quarterback. Last season, not a lot of people, really realized his potential until he did beat the Chiefs late in the regular season. And then, obviously, once again, in the AFC Championship game, Joe Burrow going out and doing it again. I mean, that alone was miraculous. But here he is, man, and he's sticking to it. He is still showing that he can beat this Chiefs team. And it seems like the Bengals right now are the only team that I feel like can consistently beat us because they've shown that they can. I can't deny it at this point. But at the same time, I'm so confident in this Chiefs team. Like I said, every single one of these games a very, very close one-possession game. I mean, it's been a field goal every single game. The Bengals are winning by 3 points every time that we see them. And I think at some point, we're going to be able to go out there and show, hey, you know what? We're not going to make the vital mistakes. We're going to do what the Chiefs, typically do, and we're going to close out these games. I think that's what's going to happen, in the next couple of matchups against the Bengals, because I honestly do feel that confident in our team. There's no reason not to feel confident, because we're looking at the Bengals right now as kind of our kryptonite. But still, against the Bengals, these are winnable games. We could just as easily be 3-0 against the Bengals. Just because of how close these games are, This time it was a Travis Kelce fumble, Last time we played the Bengals in the AFC Championship game, it was, a Patrick Mahomes interception. That really was honestly a 50-50 throw. So, it just feels like we're so close every single time. And the Bengals somehow, they find a way to pull away, and it's kind of inevitable, honestly, when you take a look at this Chiefs team. We have so many close games, so many close rivalries, so many close battles against all these good NFL teams. We're bound to struggle against at least one of these guys. And the Bengals seems to be that team that we struggle against late in games. When it's time to close things down, time to close out the game, it seems like the Bengals, they have this boost of energy, they just shut us down. So it's very unfortunate. Patrick Mahomes, one of the only games so far this season where he's been held to under 300 yards, so I got to give the Bengals defense credit for that. They've been outstanding against quarterbacks. They have not allowed a quarterback so far this season to throw 300 yards on them, which is very impressive, And once again, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, that's a lot of firepower. That's a lot of firepower. And we couldn't stop their running back, okay? St. Bernard, sorry, I don't know his name. I mean, it's like Bernard Pierre or something like that. I could be wrong, but the Bengals backup running back, I mean, he's a solid runner, but this is the backup running back, and we're still not able to slow him down. I question the Chiefs' run defense, and on top of that, with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins on the field, it's going to be stopped. It's going to be hard to stop those guys, especially when we're playing with freaking rookie corners. It's just tough. It's really tough. This Bengals team, it seems like they were made to be able to close us down late in games. It seems like they were built for it. Unlike the Bills, a lot of people look at the Bills as the Chiefs' main rival. I still do, to be honest. Chiefs versus Bills. I mean, that's a rivalry, really. When you look at what's going on with the Bengals, it's more of just like we're getting beat. But I think people consider it a rivalry because of how close the Chiefs have been and what we know the Chiefs are capable of. It's the freaking Chiefs. Everybody knows the Chiefs. They're the top dog. They're the ones that everybody are aiming to take down. And it seems like so far, the Bengals have been the only team to be able to consistently do that. The Bills, they haven't been able to consistently do that, especially not in the playoffs. But again, we saw the Bengals beat us in the playoffs last season. So we got to regroup. We got to watch the footage. We got to go over the tape. We got to figure out how to slow down Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. We got to figure out how to shut these dudes down. And on top of that, man, we need to get better offensively when it comes to closing these games out. We didn't have a bad game overall offensively, I wouldn't say. I thought we did pretty solid. Travis Kelce had a bit of a tame game, 4 catches, 50 yards. But that's still solid. You can't complain about that from your tight end. Any other tight end in the NFL, that's really, really good. in terms of statistics, but Travis Kelce, obviously, we hold him to a higher standard. But, you know, we just got to be able to close these games out because we're playing good football. You know, in every single one of these games we've played against the Bengals, we've been playing good offensively. And defensively, we've been struggling, but, you know, that's kind of how it is every game with the Chiefs. It seems like the defense is kind of slow, you know, but a lot of these games, you know, with the Chiefs defense, we're able to regroup. And in the last few minutes of the game, you know, we saw what happened against the Raiders a few weeks ago. Boom, just shutting things down. You know, Raiders had a chance to win the game, but, you know, our defense, who had been struggling all game, stepped up and said, hey, man, we got to go out and win the game, and they did it. Did it against the Chargers a couple weeks ago. So we know that our defense is capable of that. But we just cannot seem to do it against Joe Burrow and the Bengals. I mean, I look to our first matchup against this Bengals team, you know, late in the regular season last year, when they just went on a crazy 9-minute drive, didn't even let us touch the football, kicked a game-winning field goal. I mean, defensively, that is just so demoralizing, and you expect more. You expect more from an NFL defense. But at the same time, man, you know, got to give credit to that Bengals offense. They're really good. You know, they're scheming things up very, very efficiently. Zach Taylor, very good head coach so far in his head coach career, you know. Doing a good job, especially against the Chiefs. He seems to know what to do. He seems to have the Kryptonite that just keeps slowing this Chiefs team down. So, regardless of all of this, I got the Chiefs in the playoffs, man. You know, the Chiefs versus Bengals in the playoffs, that's going to be a great game. But for some reason, I just feel confident that we can beat this Bengals team because we've been so close. I just know we can do it. We're going to be able to do it one of these times. And, you know, it might be in the playoffs. And if it has to be in the playoffs, it will be in the playoffs. Because you know what? That is how confident I am with this Chiefs team. You know, that really speaks a lot to how dominant our football team is. Because the Bengals, they're 3-0 against us in this year alone. But I'm still confident because I'm a Chiefs fan. I mean, this is the Chiefs, dude. I don't care who we're playing in the playoffs, man. I got the Chiefs because there's no reason for me to expect otherwise. We've been so dominant. 4 straight seasons in Arrowhead Stadium for the AFC Championship game. That is how dominant we've been. So, as good as this Bengals team is, I got the Chiefs in the playoffs. I'm confident. So, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next Chiefs chat. Peace out.